Good morning, everybody. Hope you're doing well. Another week has passed and I've been back out to the boot sale. I'll show you what I've picked up. Get yourself a cup of tea, cup of coffee, and join me as I go through. So I'll start with what I got yesterday, which was Saturday. And then I'll go on to what I got this morning. It was a bit damp today, so there wasn't all that much out, but sit down, relax and enjoy. Now this first item is an American flag. Now I won't unwrap it all because it's 5 foot by 12 foot I want to say, but it's a good one. 100% cotton, Valley Forge Flag Company, Spring City, Pennsylvania. Now it's a 50-star flag, if that means anything to you. It's quite a nice thing, especially when it's all unfolded. Lovely cotton. I don't know why I bought it, but I think it's possibly the most interesting thing I bought yesterday. Then I got this biscuit tin. Nice old piece of tinware. Two scales. First one's a more and right. Number 422 ME. And this one is a Rabone & Sons Birmingham, number 11, just a 6-inch. Both quite nice. Nice little cigar tin. Well, box. Excellent sticker. Don't know what age that is. Handy for storing small things though. Cabinet maker's screwdriver. I always pick these up when they're cheap. And a freebie. United States Air Mail, 21 cents. Don't know what sort of age that is, but we'll stick that there. So that was all from one seller. And some more treasure. Picked up an axe. Seems to have a bit of a stamp in there. Maybe once I've given it a clean I'll see what name. But it'll be coming off that handle, which is just a piece of chair leg or something. But an axe nonetheless. Always worth having. Another cabinet maker's screwdriver. No name on this one, I've already started cleaning it. Handle needs repairing, bit of wood glue. But no name. Just shows you how nice to clean up though. Good quality steel. A pair of squares. Hardwood, brass, steel. This one's got some of its original sticker. An import square, but quite nice. Germany. Goetz. Still brass, steel. This one's graduated. Nice pair of squares. Nice little tenon saw. Charles Taylor's Sheffield Tools. That's nice, nice etching. That'll clean up. just a steel back tenon saw. I prefer the brass backs, but see if I can save that etching. Pair of cobbler's pliers. Now I picked a pair of these up last week. I'll go and get them. These cleaned up lovely. These are George Barnsley number 3s. These are number 1s. Not too much in the difference, but noticeable. But they're cleaned up lovely. Quality steel. Now, George Barnsley is still in business. And this exact pair of pliers new on their website is £275. Which is an awful lot of money, but British manufacturing. So, I was happy to pick up the smaller sibling of them. Number 1, warranted. I assume they're Barnsley, but there was a couple of other leather tool manufacturers, so very nice, pleased with that. Little well-used CK electrician's penknife. Needs the, see how it's not quite closing. Needs this knuckle filing down to enable it to keep the blade within the guard so you don't catch yourself on it, so I'll do that. Pair of secateurs, garden shears. No name on these. Missing a spring, but I've got some springs. Nice form, like a parrot beak style. It is getting into gardening season. Spring has sprung. King Dick podger. Scaffolding spanner. .24mm. Needs a bit of filing. It's been abused on the ends. Oh, that'll clean up nice. And the last thing I picked up yesterday was these large pair of Gilpin tin snips. Look at the size of them, they're great. Happy with them. So that was everything I picked up yesterday. The best thing, I think, being the flag, closely followed by, I like the cobbler's pliers. So I'll get this shifted and we'll have a look at what I've picked up today in the rain. Hope you're all doing well. Make sure to tell me down below what your favourite item is. I always read them. It's always interesting to me what different people like, and I might think something's not so great and you think it's great, and vice versa. The last video did remarkably well, by the way. I think it's up around the 4,000 view mark, which is great. Thank you very much. I'll make a start with today's purchases. First thing I picked up was this traditional style garden fork. Now, it's advertised as a kid's Spear and Jackson kids fork, but I'd call this a border fork for doing your borders in the garden. Nice stainless steel, solid wood handle. Only cost a couple of quid. I like this style, very comfortable. Not the strongest, but nice. There's a steel pin through it. And nice rivets holding in onto the handle. Now you can buy these rivets. I just keep a stock of them in with my hammer wedges. Handy for repairing tool handles. So you just drive it through and it's quite soft. And it allows you to P in the other end, mushroom it, and perfect for attaching handles. And then you've got hammer wedges in there as well. Handy thing to have in stock. And a nice little fork that can sit there. Another pair of secateurs. I think these are possibly imported. Drop forged steel, something or other. These are also missing a spring, but I just like the form of them and the pattern on the handles. I've got a video on secateurs if you want to know what I think the best ones are, if gardening's your thing. Next up, I've picked up these, a pair of Marshalltown knee pads made in USA. Just for when I'm working. They feel quite good quality. God knows what they'd cost you in a shop. But on a stall where everything must go, it's barely seen any use. So they might save me knees. Worth every penny for that. Picked up some consumables. Ankle grinder brushes, brass ones, and some for in the pillar drill. For cleaning up all this old junk I keep buying. I think they worked out £1 each, which is bargain compared to the shop. Another collection of old hammer handles. £2 pin hammer. American hickory. Nice handle. Another hickory. Another hammer handle. So they'll be handy for putting into stock. Picked up this fabulous hammer. Brittle. I've never seen a brittle rubber mallet before, so that'll look great on the display. That might be one of my star buys. Little tiny silversmith's ball peen that's had a repair with some copper pipe. I just liked it. Clean up nice. Honest repair to keep it on the road. Sweet little hammer. Nice little coffin handled nut driver. Don't know what size it is. Pennant. Can't say I've heard of them, but that should clean up nice. Another little cabinet maker's screwdriver with the red paint, of course. A little clip for holding spanners. These come in handy. For putting together your own small sets, keeps them all contained. Paint scraper. It's a bit damp, but these usually clean up quite nice. Hardwood handle. An old lock, sadly no key, but a nice looking thing. It's sort of copied off a Chubb design, which I've got. I'll show you. The Chubb locks are fabulous. So, this is the battleship or the cruiser, I think. I think this is the cruiser, Chubb cruiser. used to be the industry standard for insurance padlocks. I think they've since been replaced, but still stands up to this day. A hell of a design, hell of a weight, lovely lock. Used in prisons and commercial enterprises and all sorts. But this is like a copy of the same design, but smaller. So I thought that was quite interesting. Little Stanley, made in England, carpenter's hammer, lovely handle on that, super smooth. Pair of nail pullers. Large ball peen. £1.5, made in England. It's in good nick. Bit of a hammer week this week. Folding steel rule. These can be hard to save because the etching isn't always that deep. So sometimes the act of cleaning them just ruins them. But Quarto, wire wool and some WD might bring that up. Can't even open it at the minute. It's a project. Glass cutter. I like how they look. Another Barnsley. George Barnsley. Edge cutting tool, I think. Style B. So you'd run this along the edge of your leather. I don't know if it's for creasing or for cutting. I assume cutting, but nice handle. That'll go with the cobbler's tools. A little Echo, Abingdon Echo. Far less common than the standard King Dicks, you see. These are sort of a tin plate design, but quite nice. You've probably come across 10 of the normal King Dicks before you see one of these, if not more. Another little square. Nice little footprint turn screw. That's nice. And 3 more items. These are the star buys for today, I think. These are Army gun cleaning sets. British Army, I think. I'm not 100% sure what rifles they go to. SA-80 maybe, something like that. Cleaning your ball. Nice little copper brush. Ball brush. Cleaning brush. That's nice, nice little set. Pleased with that. And another gun cleaning kit. There's your wadding. That's got a mark on it. Let's have a look. 1977. Multi-tool for repairing, servicing, stripping your gun. Cord. Brushes, etc. And the Superstar buy. Do you know what this is? Give you a minute. Too small to be a shot put. It's a piece of grape shot. So you'd have multiple of these stacked up, wrapped in canvas, tied in cord, and they'd be fired from a cannon. Either in ship-to-ship combat or defending a tower or whatever. These were essentially anti-personnel. Powder would ignite. Firing these, they'd rip through the cord, spread out, a bit like a shotgun. There's some weight in that. I won't be hit by a ball bearing that size. But yeah, nice old small cannonball. I was quite pleased to get that. So that's everything I've picked up. Let me know down below what your favourite thing I picked up this weekend was, and I'll look forward to seeing you next week. Take it easy. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.